James and Jennifer Crumbley.
The High Court says further review is needed to decide if the involuntary manslaughter charges are warranted. That review must be done by the State Court of Appeals.
7 Action News reporter Simon Shaykat with the impact of this decision on families in Oxford just a day before the anniversary of the deadly mass shooting.
Today, parents are sharing both frustration and anger over another delay in the case against Jennifer and James Crumbley, specifically coinciding with the 1-year anniversary of that tragedy. One day before the 1-year anniversary of the deadly Oxford high school shooting, parents are speaking out to address a critical decision by the Michigan Supreme Court and the timing of that decision.
Our kids, they're not kids anymore. They have been forced into adulthood, and a tough one. And this is an emotional week.
Jennifer and James Crumbley, parents of the Oxford high school shooter who killed 4 students and injured others, remain in jail. But now the state Supreme Court has tasked the State Court of Appeals to rule whether or not there is sufficient evidence for them to stand trial for involuntary manslaughter.
It means that we're longer from knowing the final end. And, that's hard.
Stacy Broder is a parent disappointed in another delay, given the case was slated to begin in January. Parent Lori Bourgeau also says her son Mason heard the bullets fired 1 year ago and won't be in school this week.
Once he got in his classroom, he heard gunshots. He had substitutes. The substitute said, I think it's just a drill, but they did put down the night locks. And he heard a lot.
Michigan Supreme Court Justice Richard Bernstein has issued a dissenting opinion that this ruling would amount to a needless delay, adding these issues are, quote, more appropriately considered after trial if necessary. In the meantime, attorneys on both sides have declined comment. Legal expert and former prosecutor Todd Flood adding this.
The record does show that reasonable, ordinary mind, someone everybody would think, if I give a gun to someone in crisis, it's reasonably foreseeable something bad would happen.
The Crumbleys are accused of gross negligence in allegedly buying their son a handgun and ignoring his mental state. His lawyers have argued they had no reason to believe he was a threat to himself or others. Parents also want to keep the focus on the survivors and victims in this case. Another reason they say they are very unhappy with the timing of the Supreme Court's decision. From Pontiac, Simon Shaykat, 7 Action News.
Thank you so much, Simon. So for now, the Crumbleys' fate rests with the Court of Appeals. But Madison Baldwin's mother believes justice requires a trial and ultimately a conviction. I spoke to Nicole Beausoleil before the state Supreme Court ordered the review. You want to see them go